Good afternoon. Thank you for coming to our gaming industry broadcast. As you know, we are going to be providing you with our news bulletins throughout the day. There will be two of those in the day, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. The idea is to really present you with the latest, whatever is happening in the industry and basically hot off the press coming to your PlayStation or any other device that you might be using. So today we had quite a lot of news coming in. Some were really quite interesting. I think for all of us that are playing Destiny, there was a lot of activity last night, which indeed was a bit of concern, considering that Destiny 2 was quite glitched and the developer had been providing us with another update. This update is called 2.05 and it made some changes to exotic duplicates. So I will tell you what happened with the update very shortly. It was Bungie that rolled out Destiny 2 update, and this update is called 2.05. I'm quite certain that all of our Destiny players would have experienced it either last night or during the last 24 hours. It had very seriously hampered our streaming schedule, but this large update apparently had fixed some of the bugs and some of the problems. And it was the most exciting thing about, the most exciting thing about this update is probably the changes the studio has made regarding the duplicates of exotic consideration, all of your previously gained exotics, and when you pick up a new one and then weighs them against the ones that you have yet to obtain, what's the result? Less chance of bagging an unwanted duplicate. And elsewhere, Gambit mode has been tweaked so that the sleeper sibilant gains less ammunition from heavy ammunition drops, while swords acquire more. Speaking of weapons, a number of guns have also been buffed with the update. Malfeasance now boasts increased explosive shadow detonation damage. The Wish Ender has increased base damage. And finally, swords now wield more stopping power in PvE situations. Destiny 2's Halloween-themed Festival of the Lost event is now live, so principally we can just get in and play it at will. And in case you missed it, last week there was some rumors about Destiny 3, which is now apparently in the early stages of development. It will reportedly feature a new planet in the shape of Europa, and Guardians will be able to wield the power of the darkness. So if you really want to find out more about this patch, then just go online and ask, Google Destiny Update 2.05, and you will be able to access further information in greater detail. There were some other bits of information coming in during the afternoon, which indeed have been of interest. And we heard that Fallout 76 beta was hit with a bug that deletes the whole 50 GB client. Bethesda has been issuing apologies and sending tweets indicating they're working 24/7 to resolve this. The Fallout 77 beta has hit a nasty stumbling block after users encountered a troublesome bug that deleted the entire 50 gig client, and Bethesda said it's aware of the problem and now has extended the beta as a result. So principally everybody who's already gone in will get an extra 4 hours in Fallout 76 post-apocalyptic open world tomorrow, and the beta will be running from 8:00 p.m. on November the 1st to 1:00 a.m. on November the 2nd. That is 8 p.m. GMT on November the 1st to 1:00 a.m. on November the 2nd. Sony confirmed full PlayStation Plus lineup for November 2018. There are some very exciting games there. And in the news bulletin which we received, they said that Sony Interactive Entertainment Europe has confirmed the full lineup of November's PlayStation Plus games, and as previously reported, Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition is part of the free package. People Can Fly is criminally underrated and highly addictive FPS, and it's being also joined by Sega's Yakuza Kiwami, a full-fledged remake of PlayStation 2's cult gangster smashing hit. So you have Bulletstorm, People Can Fly, Yakuza Kiwami. There's more content this time around too, and it includes some epic rocks with the wacky Goro Majima. Meanwhile, players can also download two PlayStation 3 games, Jackbox Party Pack 2 and Arcade Series, while PlayStation Vita fans can snap up Burly Men at Sea and Roundabouts, which is complete with also PlayStation 4 cross-buy. So we still have to wait another week for those games to come up, but we can still plan for the space to be allocated. And as you could see, having Bulletstorm and People Can Fly together with Yakuza Kiwami will be absolutely smashing for everyone who loves PlayStation. You would have seen that Resident Evil 2 will let you unlock Leon Claire's classic outfits. You can check them out online on our Twitter. We have some posts in there. And Capcom have announced that Resident Evil will allow players to unlock classic outfits for Leon S. Kennedy and Claire Redfield. The costumes are based on their iconic costumes from the original version of Resident Evil 2, with Claire sporting her Made in Heaven jacket and biker shorts, while Leon has his classic RPD uniform and 90s boy band hair. There's no word on how you unlock these, although the original Resident 2 had hidden outfits that were accessed by obtaining a secret key from zombified STARS member Brad Vickers. You then use the key to unlock a closet in the dark room, giving you access to new outfits for both Leon and Claire, including a fast-firing revolver for the latter. Resident Evil 2 already boasts a bunch of extra costumes, although these are acquired by purchasing the deluxe or collector's edition of the game. And indeed, you can check them out online. You probably are fully aware of the fact that the game is due out on January the 25th of 2019 for PlayStation 4, PC and Xbox One, so it will be released across the platforms for everyone to enjoy. We also have seen today that the Witcher series will have Henry Cavill playing one of the main roles, so if you're interested in having a look, you can just access either the Witcher Twitter account or have a look on some of the online postings. Indeed, Henry Cavill has been presented in his outfit, and the streaming giant revealed a brief video of the Superman star striking moody pose for a camera test before necking what is presumably a push quickly, because he's definitely lacking in the face fuzz department. So, the Witcher series will begin airing in 2019, and it will feature a number of characters from the franchise, and they will be all present there. And Cavill had expressed interest in playing Geralt before being cast, so we guessed that we were quite happy to see him in the role. We also received the trailer, new Man of Maiden trailer, and this trailer warns that there are always repercussions. And that's the Dark Pictures anthology. Man of Maiden has received a new trailer in the afternoon, this time shining the spotlight on the curator. And the characters are voiced by British actor Pip Torrens. The curator exists beyond time and will observe your progress across the Dark Pictures' multiple titles, although he can't interfere with the story itself. That's down to you, and with Man of Maiden's multiple choices carrying heavy repercussions, as the curator is only too happy to ominously warn you in the trailer. Man of Maiden takes place on a spooky ghost ship, and one infested by leeches of that. The game is due for release in 2019 on PlayStation 4, PC and Xbox One. For everyone who loved Medieval, remake is launching in 2019. Sony has announced that the PlayStation 4 will indeed proceed with the remake of that game, and the game will be released then at some point in 2019. we had an exciting new trailer which was confirming the upcoming platforming title, and it looks pretty much like what you'd expect from a modern version of Medieval. There's comparison shots between the PlayStation original and the remake, so you can get a good idea of how the visuals have been spruced up. So really quite a lot of interesting news coming in. We have been particularly interested to hear what Bungie had to say about Destiny 2 update, and we were quite glad to discover that hopefully this update will be dealing also with some of the glitches as well as some enhancements to the game. As said, all of our community members will be able to enjoy straight away. If you have not downloaded the update, you will need to do it once you obviously try to play a game next time. We've had serious problems with it yesterday, and we had to wait for quite a while before this massive update was fully installed. So these were the news that came to our desk in the afternoon. As you know, we also recommended you some of the offers and bundles on PlayStation Plus, and we obviously had told you that there will be some extra games coming up next month, actually literally within next week, and we are going to have a look at some of those special offers available today. As you know, we have Halloween offers for the next 24 hours, and some of those titles are indeed very exciting. We did recommend a few early in the day, but we'll simply browse through some of the other titles that caught our eye. First of all, Bloodborne Game of the Year Edition is offered on 50% discount, so anybody who loves Bloodborne should definitely jump in. The Game of the Year Edition includes lots of extras, and there is a new DLC which is called The Old Hunters, and that is a completely new story campaign in which you will unearth the harrowing tale of the hunters who once made the Yarmouth their playground. You will also find multiple outfits and new transformable weapons to add to your arsenal. They will include Simon's Blade for a new experience with ranged combat, so you can play with dark spells and transform yourself into a horrific beast. So definitely a must, offered on a 50% discount. The full game price is $29.99, so you will get your Bloodborne Game of the Year Edition for $14.99 if you proceed with this Halloween sale. Another game that we quite liked was Outlast 2, usually offered on a price of $24.99, and in this instance, during this sale, you can get it for $6.49, which is obviously wonderful. And you are playing the whole game, and as you remember, you will be Blake Langerman, a cameraman working together with your wife Lynn, and the two of those characters will be working as investigative journalists, willing to take risks and dig deep to uncover the stories nobody else will ever dare to touch. Well, this is very exciting. It's a wonderful adventure game, and I would most highly recommend it to everyone. $6.49 is the current price for Outlast 2, so definitely worth taking. And then we have also a new, I think it's a fairly new game, The Exorcist Legion VR Complete Series. I'm not sure how good the game is, but I've heard some really positive things about it. So all of you that are in possession of your virtual reality sets, definitely consider this game. It's offered on a discount of 28%. You will get it for $17.99, and you will face a variety of supernatural entities as your journey begins in Boston and ends in one of the darkest, most forgotten places imaginable. This collection includes Chapter 1, First Rites, Chapter 2, Idle Hands, Chapter 3, Skin Deep, Chapter 4, Samaritan, and Chapter 5, The Tomb. So, as you could see, this game is also offered on, is provided on a very good price if you want to be experimenting with the experience of your VR. So definitely have a look at that one. I'm getting some messages here from our community members. Chunky Force is asking whether our Destiny 2 session will commence. No, it will not commence right now. We will carry on with our Destiny 2 after we finish with our industry news, which is going to be within the next 10 minutes. So I will send you an invite when we resume with our Destiny 2 broadcast, and you will be able to join if you wish to, depending on what section of the game we are going to play tonight. We'll get back to our news now. So we have a few more offers for you. Just remember, tonight is Halloween, and we have lots of interesting streams on Twitch. Many of our community members are doing their own Halloween streams, so I'm not expecting many of them to be available for our gameplay tonight. But you should always check out what everybody does, and indeed you need to be checking those special editions and special offers, because they will only last for the next 24 hours. So for anybody who loves Resident Evil, we have a fantastic offer for Resident Evil 7, which is for Biohazard Gold Edition, and it is offered on the price of $24.99. And as you remember, this is one of the scariest, most highly acclaimed edition, which has some extras, and this version of the game contains the same content as the deluxe edition. The additional content includes basically the same as the season pass, and players who already own either the season pass or deluxe edition should simply ensure to avoid duplicate purchases. But the gold edition does contain the full game, plus the DLC, which is called Banned Footage Volume 1 and 2, and the End of Zoe epilogue episode. The free DLC Not a Hero is not included. So just remember, the free DLC Not a Hero, oh, I beg your pardon, the free DLC Not a Hero is included as well on this gold edition. So we've got everything on this gold edition. It's offered for $24.99. Definitely a very good price for that. And let's have a look at the last offer, and that is for one of our top-notch favorites. It is a fantastic bundle that includes 2 Game of the Year editions. One is Skyrim, the other one is Fallout 4. It is called basically Skyrim Special Edition and Fallout 4 Game of the Year bundle. Usually you would pay about £60 for it, but in this instance you will save 55%, and you will be able to get it on $24.99. Well, those 2 games do not need any introductions, but we will just tell you what these games will have as a part of their special edition package. Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Special Edition is a winner of more than 200 Game of the Year awards. Skyrim Special Edition brings the epic fantasy to life in stunning 4K detail. The special edition includes the critically acclaimed game, and then add-ons with all new features like remastered art and effects, volumetric god rays, dynamic depth of field, screen space, reflections, and a lot more. So it is massively enhanced and definitely worth having. Indeed, you can then compare it with your old Skyrim if you were indeed in possession of that game a little while back. As a bonus in this package, you will also get Fallout 4 Game of the Year edition, and you will get the complete post-nuclear adventure from Bethesda Game Studios. And as you know, this was the winner of more than 200 Best Awards. That included the Dyson BAFTA Awards Game of the Year, and Fallout 4 Game of the Year includes the critically acclaimed core game and all 6 official add-ons, which include Automatron, Wasteland Workshop, Far Harbor, Contraptions Workshop, Vault-Tec Workshop, and Nuka World. So absolutely amazing. I would personally probably say that the bundle we were just discussing is probably one of the very best offers that we have throughout this Halloween sale. And as I said, the bundle of those 2 games will be priced at only $24.99. So definitely, for anybody interested, have a look, go to PlayStation Store and examine literally every one of those offers which are offered to us within the next 24 hours. It is called the Halloween sale, and many of these games will disappear after 2400 hours tomorrow. So definitely worth catching. We recommended you, I think, altogether about a dozen games today in our morning and afternoon session. And on that note, hoping that you're all going to be having a wonderful Halloween and having lots of great streams and doing everything you love doing, we will basically say farewell, and we wish you all a very good night. We are hoping to see you all in our Destiny 2 stream, which will commence within the next 10 minutes on this channel, DRBMiller Gaming channel that is. So thank you all for coming, and we hope to see you all very, very soon.